Cash and welcome back to Cash Talks Football, where today we're breaking down Man United beating up on Barnsley. While everybody else was playing the Champions League, Man United were playing in the Carabao Cup. Kind of tells you the standards that's dropped over the years, and United need to fix that. But at least, you know what? They got business done today. And we're going to talk about a couple of the good things that Man United are doing and a lot of the bad things that Barnsley are doing. So if you're looking right here, look how open they are. And there's absolutely no pressure on the ball here or any sort of attempt to win it back. But okay, we can expect that because it's Barnsley. But when this next pass happens, and United, to their credit, they've still got to pass the ball cleanly and smoothly without making any mistakes. And they do that very, very well. So as this ball gets played into the midfield here, Bosch gets played across. I want you to watch this. We're just going to move it along just a little bit. This little wee guy has told somebody to come in and make a challenge. Now, he is way, way too far away to be any use whatsoever. But you can see how open this game is and how open this midfielder is, where this guy can just receive the ball, turn and pick a pass. And there's nobody close enough to challenge to the first pass, to the second pass, or to the third. That's how badly set up Barnsley are. You are, after all, playing Man United. They're not Man United of old, but they've got a lot of pace. They can still hurt you if you are playing this open, and boy did they get hurt today. But I want to really have a look at a couple of good things that they do, and I want to highlight some of the great things that Rashford does. Finally, they use his strengths, which is running into space and striking a ball. But little great first touch here. Dosh plays the ball straight out wide here. Again, you can see this defender can see where the ball's going. You can see the pace of the ball, but has no real intent to get close enough to actually pressure the pass and make this guy here make any mistakes whatsoever. He just gets time to stop it and just pick out a pass as it's travelling across here. Here it is. Here's the ball starting to travel ever so slowly. Look at it. He's just jogging. He has no intention of getting close to this ball because he doesn't realise the danger that's really happening. And the danger is behind him. He doesn't get close enough to this part, to the ball or to the player, just casually watching. And the four players here in midfield aren't near a player, can't stop a pass. It is just way, way too open. And Man United just tear straight through them. Watch this. Just comes in, takes a touch and fires it. Now just fires it onto Rashford down here into the bottom corner, making a run. And I'm going to pick it up here when Rashford takes a great first touch and then, you know what he does. You have to highlight the pass though. The pass is absolutely quality. Rashford takes it on the run perfectly. Again, Barnsley, no one's close enough to pressure the ball. The reason you run him and you pressure him on his first touch like this is because, well, it puts him under pressure. He might not have a good clean first touch because he's looking at the person coming in to try to tackle him. If you just let him run onto the ball, it's going to make it really easy for him. And that's exactly what happens here. Two defenders now are kind of in each other's way, and Rashford just goes straight through him and just puts it into the net box. This is just too easy. He's too far away. There's no challenge. There wasn't a challenge or any pressure on the first ball that went into midfield. There's no challenge or pressure from the midfield all the way out wide. And there's no challenge or pressure from the ball out wide all the way to Rashford. It's just easy for United. Do they do it? Yeah, they still got to execute it and execute it well, they do. But it is just too easy. Beats his man, Bosch, and then fires it into the net box. 1-0 United. Let's get on to the next goal. Here's just a little simple ball in behind, and they just don't realise how quick Mini Rat Face is. Not a fan of Anthony. I don't think he's got a good attitude. I'd never have him play in my football team. I honestly think he's a disgrace in a Man United shirt. He thinks he's, amazing, and he just doesn't put in the work ethic. Everything's somebody else's fault. You can see by his body language. And quite honestly, he's lucky to get a penalty here, but he does because he's going so fast in his momentum. Keeper comes out, gets caught naively, and he just nicks it and jumps and dives over him. Does take a quality penalty, puts it in. We don't really like to cover penalties because unless there's something to really show, we don't really do it. So let's just get on to a better goal. Barnsley get caught again. I don't know if they're trying to play the ball out the back or what they're really trying to do, but it's a mess. And also, you can just look at the body language of the defenders, everybody at 2-0 already. They're already done. It's coming up to half-time. They're all just switched off. And when you've been around football as long as I have and as coaches as much as I have, you try explaining to players this, and they just, a lot of them which won't listen, and this is why you know that they're at their level. You play to the fine to the end, right? And you're always trying to tell people the difference between Premier League players and Championship players of 45 seconds. And they don't quite get this. What you mean is there's 45 seconds in the game that you switch off. And it's not all at once for 45 seconds you've taken time out. It's 2 seconds here, 3 seconds here, 5 seconds here. That could have been on the throw-in over here or the thing over there, wherever it may be. And that all adds up to about 45 seconds to a minute and a half. And that's what makes you a bad player. Right now, all these players have switched off and they're not getting up on their line. They could have all got up here, got these 2 players offside, and this ball would have never happened. But they're looking at the half-time clock, 2-0 down, and they're not actually trying to they're not switched on. They're not actually in motion for the game. Look how slow they're walking. Cash's rule, someone's pointed at someone else to do a job. What's going to happen? In the next 5 seconds, someone's going to score a goal. And score a goal they do. You can see Rashford making space, pulling out wide, actually looking like he wants to play football. And when he does, he's a threat. Ball goes out, Bosch wide. Now look, now they're all pressuring the ball again. No, not in this game. Not interested whatsoever. Unfortunately, though, Rashford's in trouble now because people are in between him and the goal and he's not quite sure what to do. So he does what he does. He just runs straight into them and then just chaos ensues. And you remember when I was saying about players not switching on for like 0.2 of a second or 2 seconds and not keep playing and just keep playing and being concentrated the whole time? This is the difference. I think there's this little Garnacho here and he is switched on and he is wanting to score goals. So right here at half time, when Rashford runs into a brick wall, there's a bit of a bouncy, all of a ricochet coming across here because he's not going to pass it because he doesn't really know how to do that. All he knows how to do is run a bit and shoot a bit. And he runs a bit, runs into a brick wall, and the ricochet ensues, that's the word, ensues, and ends up in a nice open space here where there's one, not really him, but maybe possibly him. Defenders could do something about it, but United players way more active, and he just pokes it into the net box with his toe. It's that simple, it's that quick, and before you know it, you've lost yourself another goal because you didn't step up forward 3 yards because you're too busy walking. Then you're pointing at another player to do their job, and United have punished you. Let's get on to the next goal. I want you to look at this and see how poor these guys are playing the footballs. 1, 2. Watch the body language of this United player here. He's telegraphed that this pass is coming here. You can see he's surrounded by 3 United shirts. So this guy must be going quicker than the United player, or the ball must be really fizzed into him. Otherwise, he's going to lose possession. And he has got no idea, this little bright spark over here has got no idea that this guy has read the play. He cannot see his body language, which you can see straight away. He's already identified where he's going and what he's doing. Watch what happens. Bosh. Do you see how long he was hesitating to take that pass? It's way too long. Way too long. All of a sudden, his teammate now, you can see his body shape and his body language. He's gone backwards, so all of his momentum is behind him. He can't step forwards to go to win the ball because the pass isn't really fizzed into him hard enough. And the United players read it like a book, and he's onto it like a flash. Ends up, well, we'll just watch. That is not good enough. The fact that you're stood still and you can't see the player behind you, your teammate, and yeah, terrible football. Wins the ball, and then off United go to the races. And again, I want you to point out, look at this. Watching the ball that way, watching the ball that way, watching the ball, watching the ball, watching the ball, watching the ball, watching the ball. And that's who you should be watching. No one is trying to hold their shape. Look at his shoulders, okay? So what you want to really do is have a look. His shoulders don't really need to be like that. Facing that way so he can see the ball and the player. He has put his shoulders that way and he's facing that way. So he should be, he doesn't need to be there. He can still be there, but he needs to be identifying, looking that way so he can check this blindside run. No idea. This guy's got no idea. His shoulders are there. He's looking that way. And it's completely and utterly opened up this entire side of the field for United to counter-attack. Now, not only that, though, United do some really nice little one-touch football here where it pings up to Rashford. So it goes up, goes back, and it goes through straight away. And look how they've all collapsed onto the ball and no one is dropping, holding their shape and trying to be defensive. They're all just running like, I don't know, you're under 12. My under 12s wouldn't do this, wouldn't chase the ball because they immediately know when they step forward Where's the danger? It's in behind. The space is dangerous. You don't need to be running up and pressuring the ball that close at that far. You need to be getting back in shape and hopefully having one of your midfielders pressure the ball. Not these guys. I don't know who your right back's meant to be. Couldn't tell you who your centre backs are. Maybe it's this guy here, who didn't tackle Rashford. Don't know who you like. It's a total and utter disaster. Absolute disaster. And then little Garnacho just gets to run down and kick it into the net box. Mind you, it is a quality finish. Have a look at this. He's in absolutely acres and acres and acres of space. It is embarrassing. I don't even think the kid is out of first gear, to be fair. It doesn't have to be because there's just no one anywhere near him. Does a quality finish. Keeper's in no man's land. To be fair, I think the keepers, you've just got to come out, mate. You're done. You've just got to come out, try and make yourself big and stop this ball getting slotted past you. He doesn't. Do you see? Look, he stands. Doof. There's no point doing that there. You might as well have done that an extra further yard out. But it's a quality finish right into the corner. And these couple of goals are going to give the lad bags of confidence. In it goes. And away he goes to go and celebrate with the crowd. Okay, so this goal here, it really distinguishes the attitude of the modern footballer. So this goes down, and the Barnsley player does a great job, stopping the play, breaking up the attack, maybe fouling the player, doing whatever he has. It goes on. Dosh, right, goes down. He's asking for a foul before he's even hit the ground. These two here, Rashford and Garnacho, they luckily end up getting a goal. But it's not because of anything good. If they just played football more, they'd score more goals. And this is a classic example here as this game is stopped. He's got his arms up complaining. If he just goes and pressures and wins the ball, he can score a goal. If he just tries to play football, he can score a goal. But he doesn't. He's complaining with his arms up. Oh, mummy and daddy. Mummy and daddy's the referee and the linesman. Please give me something for free. I don't want to earn it. I don't want to actually try hard. Try hard. And the reason I'm saying that is because now Garnacho, a young player, is now copying this other guy and doing the exact same poor form here. Thankfully, though, Barnsley, I keep calling you Burnley. Sorry, Burnley. I apologise, Burnley. I apologise. The Barnsley player says, well, if the ref isn't going to give you the ball, I'll do it for you. Don't worry. So if he just pressured the ball here... Okay, let me back up a sec. If this guy doesn't make this mistake, right... There's no way of punishing this mistake here. If Rashford puts pressure on him and helps, let's just say this guy doesn't make this mistake. Let me show you the mistake first. Bonk, knocks it there. If that guy doesn't make that mistake and give it to Garnacho, right? Rashford would look like a complete idiot. If he had just played the game, he would have nicked the ball off that guy and then they could have counter-attacked. But thankfully, the Barnsley players made a mistake. And these two players complaining about not getting their call or whatever don't get punished for not actually playing football. But because of the Barnsley player making this massive mistake, their complaining looks like, oh, it worked. No. Just go and win the ball. Stop complaining all the time. As it breaks off, Dosh, in he goes. Garnacho plays Rashford in from behind, and they get to score a goal. I think that's a rubbish explanation about players stopping and not actually playing football, but you all know exactly what I'm talking about. And in it goes. Quality finish again. Let's go on to the next goal. So this is going to sort of tell you the level that Barnsley are at when you've got Christian Eriksen in midfield, who's probably one of the slowest players in the Premier League, outrunning one of their midfielders. Not only outrunning them, the Barnsley midfielder, all he has to do is keep tracking his runner, stay with him. He might be a yard behind, but if that guy slows down, which it's Christian Eriksen, it's okay if you chase Rashford or Garnacho, fair one, but it's Christian Eriksen. Chase him down, run after him, and he doesn't. Eriksen then passes the ball out wide and then drifts just behind this guy. This is the guy that was chasing him. Watch what Eriksen does though. Let's just keep an eye on him as we move this forward. Okay? Keep an eye on the Barnsley player. Like I said, Barnsley and not Burnley. Well done. Joggy. Going over to the ball. This was the guy that was tracking Eriksen. Alright, this is the guy that went. So when the next runner comes in, he doesn't go. So basically he leaves his right back exposed because the right back steps up. He doesn't come in and cover at all. He comes over and he's not goal side. He doesn't anywhere near of being here. He should have just been coming back, jogging, doesn't. Ratface comes in here and Ratface finds Christian Eriksen, the man that he was marking all along. If he had just stayed with his runner, stayed with the midfielder that was running forward, who's basically going as slow as you can possibly go, this goal doesn't happen, but it does because he cuts it back, dosh, bosh, and that's the word, dosh, bosh, in it goes. Just simple, track your runner, and track your runner. Guess what? Let's see what happens on the next goal. Honestly, this is probably the best goal of the lot, but look at the opposition. They're trying to play the ball out of the back. They get caught over here. And they're basically passing the ball out of the back with nobody in midfield at all whatsoever. Look, it's just awful. You're 6-0 down. You just, at this point, you just go, right, we're not going to concede another goal, boys. What are we doing over here? What are we doing up here? And look, this is Christian Eriksen again, completely and utterly free. It's not like he's a great, fantastic midfielder anymore. So, little flick on there by Ratface. Ball comes in, dosh. They do this little great one-touch. But again, look at this midfield. He is completely and utterly unmarked. You've got 3 players over here doing nothing. It's shocking levels of defending. Yeah, great that Man United score 7, but it shouldn't be this easy. You've got to have some pride in your play when you're losing. You've just got to go, right. And this it comes down to like pride and work ethic. If you're getting beaten by this much, you've got to put some levels of effort in. Otherwise, I don't know what you're doing. You don't have any pride in the badge that you're wearing, any pride in your actual playing performance yourself, and this is just terrible. Little donk, little bink, and he fires it into the net box. Still a quality finish. And there isn't a Burnley I said it again. Oh my God, I'm terrible. A Barnsley player anywhere near him. Anywhere near him. It's terrible. Terrible all over. But United capitalise. They get Super 7. And let's see if they can take some of this goal scoring form into the weekend. Maybe they won't be playing in the Carabao Cup. They'll be playing in the Champions League with everybody else. I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.